don't even know what to say to niggas, man. I go to my hood, niggas like, yo, what up? I be like, man, get the fuck out of here. I ain't talking to this nigga. What the fuck am I talking to this nigga for? You know what my grandfather told me? You don't get as far as the motherfuckers you talk to for no reason. You'll be successful as the motherfuckers that you talk to for no reason. What I mean is, if you spending your day talking to a nigga that ain't got nothing going on, what the fuck kind of information can he offer you? Can he help you learn something? Can he teach you something in the conversation? Leave me the fuck alone, man. Y'all niggas...
Like, I'm not a real religious person, but when your time comes, you go. I believe in fate, you know what I'm saying? So, we all here for a reason. Or then why would we be here, you know what I'm saying? There's babies that are born dead. And, you know, so they get to go from straight to heaven. They don't get a chance to sin. You know what I'm saying? So, while we here, I mean, figure out what your purpose is, what it is. If you're going to get in the music business, who you know will put you on. And what you know will determine how long you stay once you get there.
And when you're willing to go as far as further than the other guy, you'll always prevail. You'll always end up on top. It's like the kid in the schoolyard that doesn't want to fight always leaves with a black eye, because as soon as the other kid identifies he doesn't want to fight, he hits him.
If you can find a nigga that can tell you that I own something, find one nigga that can say, yo, that nigga 50 owe me something, or he won't call you boo-boo because he want to act like he knew me before we actually got on and shit like that. If you can find a nigga that say I own something, word to my mother, I'll give him whatever you say I own, but because I can't remember a nigga doing nothing for me, nigga.
Well, see, ambition is not a learned behavior, it's a part of a person's character. So if a person is really ambitious, like, that's what I meant when I said I'm gonna get rich or die trying. But because of people's perception of me and the information that they were given, that small piece of information that I'd been shot 9 times, they thought I meant it literally.
Yeah.
But a person that you see as a business person and is extremely determined to make things happen, say they're gonna get rich or die trying, you say, whoa, they're serious, they're gonna really do it.
Got you.
You see what I mean? And I don't see a limit. Like, I don't see a limit to how far I can actually go. And greed, I think, is something you might be able to point at someone who wants, that doesn't actually want to work for it. You know, I didn't have a plan B. I said it absolutely has to work. You know, so I stayed focused and I made it happen.
When I'm coming up, niggas is like, yo, who with him? Like, who he with? Me, nigga. By myself, nigga. I do what the fuck I want to do.
The actual system wasn't prepared for me. You know, I thought I was ready in '97.
Right.
And I didn't have a major record company marketing to promote my project until 2003.
Right.
You know, so for that time period, I had to run on my own energy. You know, I had to convince myself that I'm gonna make it. You know, regardless of how people felt at that time. And what it does is it makes you feel like, well, it made me feel like there's gonna be points that people are gonna mistake my confidence for arrogance, because they don't understand the process I went through. And how much I had to believe in myself in order to make these things happen. I feel like you can will yourself into a good space. Like, things that are meant to happen will. And if you believe in yourself enough, you can help yourself learn. You can inspire, you know, yourself in different ways where you can actually discipline yourself. You know, to the point that you can become good enough. Like from '97, like when I started writing, it was full time. Like every day I was writing music because I had no choice. If I was gonna stop hustling, then how was I gonna provide or continue the lifestyle that I created for my son's mom, my son, and myself? And it was a time that I actually didn't have anything, because the things that I acquired when I was hustling, they kind of went away. I had to get rid of it in order to have enough to stay afloat. You know, and things don't happen when you want them to happen all the time. It happens when it's supposed to happen. When God has a plan for you to actually be successful, it'll happen for you. So you got to be persistent, consistent, and work and work and work until it actually works.
And that's why I was persistent enough and consistent enough to exist now. Feel what I'm saying? I'm back better than ever. On top of my game, even them country boys saying 50, we feeling your man.
Capitalizing on the moment, he formed the group G Unit with 2 friends from the neighborhood.
That's Tony Ayo. That's Lloyd Banks.
With a growing reputation on the street, they hit the road, selling out show after show. For the first time, 50's music was paying off.
I remember having like $80,000 in the house. I thought I was rich. It's like, this is gonna work.
I know niggas be reading 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene. Now you're gonna read the 50th law. Cause I done got with Robert Greene to create the new shit for you to read, nigga. See what I'm saying, man? Yeah, nigga, come on, man. Don't play with me that shit. 33 Strategies of War, The Art of Seduction. Come on, man. All that shit come from the hood, B. It's a parallel between corporate America and the hood, and it's obvious. You see me winning, don't you? And fucking old timers is looking like, yo, that young boy, he took a page out of my book. But they ain't make all of that fucking money off it that I made off it. So what that make me? That make me a better version of them niggas. The old school niggas. And when you check out Fez Magazine, Felon Magazine, and fucking Don Diva and all that shit, for real, you get ready to see a nigga just trying to reflect on the glory days. Baby, I had 10 bricks. Remember I bought you a gold watch, didn't I? Now I don't hear that shit. Tell me that shit. You see what I'm saying? Now, this is the point right here where I don't want to see a nigga who had it and don't got it no more. Really, I think them books is there in order to make niggas remember that shit, because they ain't ready to do that shit that they did then now. You see what I'm saying? So now they want to reflect on that shit so they can make the young boys feel like that they that hard or that serious, so they put it in like that, and then they get the young boys to do anything. They ain't fucking doing nothing.
You know, so like when I got a chance to talk to him, we even brought it down to the perspective of a person that's in a staff meeting that is watching someone else raise their hand to answer a question that they know the answer to. And that means that person deserves to be ahead of you in life, because your fear of being wrong at that point is not allowing you to create your value in the workspace.
And it gives me a bigger responsibility, not just myself, but for other people, so they can have an example of how they can make it. And not living in a house with both of your parents isn't an excuse for you not making it, or not having anything initially isn't an excuse to not make it. You know, for me, I don't see, at this point, I tell them good luck if they think they can make me feel like I can't do something that I set my mind on, you know? Because I already come so far from where I come from that it's impossible for you to discourage me.
Yeah. I've never allowed my fear to limit me. I'll figure out how to get past it. I think everything else is smaller.
See, when the director yells cut, none of my things go away. The big house is still there, the nice cars are there, the attractive women are there. When he yells cut to them, everything goes away. They write the life that they aspire to have.
So a man isn't as attractive as an attractive woman until he's successful and is publicly noted. So meaning the women that's in this room turn down men as much as I do turn down women at this point. But until you get up here, you'll never feel what it feels like.